Have you ever sat quietly, watching the sunset, or maybe staring at the ceiling in your bedroom late at night, feeling a subtle sense that something isn't right? Not dramatically wrong, just slightly off, slightly empty, as if life has slowly turned grayscale without you noticing, losing its color, its vibrance. You're not sad exactly, not depressed, but you're not happy either. You're in a subtle state of waiting, of lingering uncertainty. But here's the uncomfortable truth you might not want to face. You're waiting for something that might never arrive. You're silently begging for permission from life, from the universe, maybe even from yourself, to start actually living. But what exactly are you waiting for? Maybe you think you're waiting until you have the perfect plan, the perfect motivation, or maybe you're just waiting until tomorrow, or next week, or next month, when things might magically feel right. But let's be honest with ourselves. Haven't you been here before? Haven't you said these exact same things? Next month, I'll finally start. Tomorrow, I'll make a change. And where did that leave you? Exactly where you are right now. Still waiting, still hesitating. Listen closely, because nobody wants to tell you this, but I'm going to say it anyway. The perfect time is a myth. It's an illusion you've sold yourself. It's the comforting lie we whisper when the reality feels too raw, too immediate. Life isn't pausing. Every day you delay, every moment you hesitate, you're quietly losing pieces of yourself, your dreams, your potential. Think about it. Every great story you've ever heard, every inspiring person you've ever admired, didn't start when the time felt perfect. They started when the uncertainty was loudest, when the fear felt overwhelming, when the only thing louder than the doubts was their own voice whispering, "Just go, just start." Today, in this video, we're tearing down the lie of waiting for the perfect moment, and more importantly, how you can finally break free and step into the life that's silently been waiting for you all along. And here's my promise to you. By the end of this video, you'll realize something profound. Not that you've been waiting for the right moment, but that the right moment has always been waiting on you. Because here's the thing you probably haven't realized yet. The emptiness you feel isn't a punishment. It's a signal. It's your life quietly whispering, "Hey, something isn't right here. This isn't where you're supposed to be." And let's get real for a second. It's so much easier to ignore that whisper, isn't it? To drown it out with distractions, entertainment, social media, or just staying busy enough that you never have to truly face it. But ignoring it doesn't make it go away. It just pushes it deeper inside, making the emptiness louder, stronger, harder to escape from. It's like a dull ache that intensifies the longer you pretend it's not there. You don't feel empty because you're flawed or broken. You feel empty because you're disconnected. You're disconnected from yourself, from the truth of what you genuinely want, from the kind of life you always imagined you'd live. And here's a reality that might sting a bit. That emptiness is actually proof of your potential. It's proof that you're meant for something bigger, something richer, something deeper than just drifting from day to day, paycheck to paycheck, weekend to weekend. Because people who aren't meant for more, they don't feel empty, they feel comfortable. They're fine with things exactly as they are, living quietly inside their comfort zones. But you're different. Your emptiness is a gentle but firm push from within, nudging you to look deeper, asking you to stop living life on autopilot and start living with intention. But what does it really mean to live intentionally? It means deciding, clearly and honestly, what you truly value. Not what you've been told to value, not what society says should matter, not what looks good on paper or Instagram, but what genuinely feels meaningful to you. Maybe that's connection, maybe it's creativity, maybe it's growth, maybe it's freedom, or maybe it's simply a life that feels fully your own. Whatever it is, it requires honesty. It requires courage. Because when you get truly honest about what you want, about what's missing, about what's been quietly hurting you all along, You can't unknow it. You can't go back to living as if you never discovered it. That truth starts to shift everything, slowly and quietly at first, and then suddenly, your entire perspective begins to change. And let's be real, that honesty isn't always comfortable, because facing what you really want also means facing the fear that comes with it. Fear of failing, fear of judgment, fear of starting something new without knowing exactly how it's going to work out. But here's something important that very few people ever mention. The discomfort of facing your truth is always temporary, but the emptiness of ignoring it, that's permanent until you choose otherwise. You don't have to figure it all out today, right now, in this exact moment. That's not realistic, but you do have to start somewhere, sometime. And today can be that time. Today can be the moment you finally stop letting fear and comfort and excuses keep you trapped in a life that's slowly draining you. Because the truth is, waiting is costing you something far greater than time. It's costing you your sense of aliveness, your sense of authenticity, your connection with yourself. And that's a price too high to keep paying, especially when you're aware of it. So let's make this clear once and for all. Emptiness isn't something you have to fight or run from. It's something you need to listen to, because it's the quietest, strongest, most honest voice within you, and it's telling you that there's more, that you're meant for more. And if you listen closely enough, you'll realize that emptiness has always been guiding you toward the life you were always meant to live. It's time you started listening. And if you're sitting there thinking, well, okay, I hear you, but how exactly do I listen to this emptiness? How do I know what it's really trying to tell me? Then let's slow things down, because this is exactly where most people lose themselves again. This is where people often run back to comfort zones, because it feels uncertain, unclear, and uncomfortable. But here's the truth, friend. The answers you're looking for aren't going to appear as neatly labeled road signs. They're subtle, quiet, often uncomfortable insights that arise only when you stop filling every single gap of silence with noise. Think about it like this. Imagine you're standing at the edge of a lake. You throw a small stone into the water and watch the ripples expand. At first, it's all movement, all chaos, circles colliding and overlapping. But then, slowly, gradually, everything settles. The water returns to perfect clarity, reflecting exactly what's around and above it. Your mind and life work exactly like this lake. Right now, your thoughts and feelings might be a noisy swirl, a constant chaos of distractions, worries, fears, and expectations from the world around you. But when you finally choose to pause, when you finally dare to let yourself experience stillness, something fascinating begins to happen. That stillness is not emptiness, it's clarity. And clarity, genuine clarity, is where real growth actually begins. This clarity isn't a loud shout from the rooftops, it's a quiet whisper in your ear. It's that gentle realization you have early in the morning or late at night when the world is quiet, that what you've been chasing isn't actually what you want. It's recognizing that the goals you've been setting haven't truly come from you. They've come from everyone else's ideas of success. And maybe you haven't fully realized it until now, but so much of the emptiness you've been feeling isn't yours at all. It's inherited. It's the emptiness of trying to live someone else's dream, of chasing someone else's idea of happiness. It's exhausting because it never belonged to you in the first place. And the moment you begin to see this clearly, something incredible starts to happen. You begin to reclaim your power. But let's be very clear about something else too. Clarity isn't always peaceful at first. Sometimes clarity feels inconvenient. Sometimes it even feels painful, because clarity forces you to confront the uncomfortable truth that you've been living out of alignment with yourself. It's why so many people retreat back to distraction, to noise, to empty entertainment. They'd rather numb themselves than face the discomfort of honest clarity. But here's the thing. You're not like everyone else. You're still watching. You're still listening. And deep down, You know that comfort isn't going to lead you anywhere new. The discomfort you're feeling, that whisper you hear when you're alone, that's your truth fighting its way back to the surface. It's your inner self, finally standing up, saying, "Enough. I deserve better than this. I deserve more authenticity, more alignment, more depth in my life." And here's the beauty of embracing that discomfort. You don't need to have it all figured out to start making changes. You don't need to know exactly how your story ends to write the next chapter. All you need is the willingness to listen to yourself, to trust your own quiet voice over the noise around you. It starts by giving yourself permission to stop chasing, permission to pause, permission to ask yourself difficult questions without rushing for easy answers. Because here's the powerful thing nobody tells you clearly enough. Your emptiness isn't a void, it's space. Space for new ideas, new truths, new clarity. Space for the real version of you that's been quietly waiting, patiently nudging you to finally pay attention. Your emptiness isn't a punishment, it's a blank canvas. It's opportunity, waiting for your authentic self to finally fill it with something true, meaningful, something undeniably yours. And the moment you truly recognize this, really let it sink into your bones, you're not just surviving life anymore, you're consciously living it. You're finally beginning to understand that this emptiness, this discomfort, isn't a burden, it's your greatest ally, because it's guiding you, gently and persistently, back home to yourself. Because right now, in this very moment, you're standing at a crossroads you might not have even noticed yet. On one side, there's the path of familiarity, the path you've walked 1,000 times before, the one you know inside out. It's comfortable, predictable, and feels safe because you've already seen it unfold. You know every turn, every twist, every quiet compromise you'll have to make to continue down it. And sure, it's familiar, but let's be honest for a second. Is it fulfilling? And then there's the other path. It's not nearly as clear. It looks a little hazy, uncertain. In fact, you can't even see far enough down it to guarantee what awaits. But there's something compelling about this path, something quietly inviting, something that sparks a deep curiosity within you. And yes, it scares you. It makes your heart beat a bit faster. It raises all kinds of questions and insecurities inside your mind. Yet something deep down also knows this path might lead somewhere truly meaningful, maybe even transformative. But here's what no one tells you about these moments. Your life won't change dramatically in one big event. It'll change through hundreds, even thousands, of small decisions, quiet moments where you choose curiosity over comfort, truth over distraction, bravery over security. Life's greatest transformations aren't loud, public events. They're quiet, intimate shifts that happen within your mind and your heart when no one's watching. Maybe you've been waiting for that one big sign, that one undeniable moment of clarity. But the reality is that the universe rarely sends obvious signs. More often it sends subtle nudges, that feeling of emptiness, that quiet ache, the gentle whisper that says, "You're meant for more than this." These are your signs. These are your invitations to explore, to question, to step toward the unknown. And here's a secret most people never fully grasp. The fear you feel about taking that uncertain path, it never truly goes away. Even the people you admire most, the ones living with true purpose, they felt that fear too. The only difference is they didn't wait for it to vanish before they started moving. They learned to carry it, to befriend it, even to trust it, because they realized that fear isn't your enemy. It's a compass pointing directly toward the areas of your life that genuinely matter. Maybe you're worried about making the wrong choice. Maybe you're scared that you'll fail, or that others will judge you if you do. But consider this. Isn't the bigger risk not that you'll fail, but that you'll look back years from now and realize you never truly tried at all? Isn't the greater fear that someday you'll quietly admit to yourself you never took the chance to become who you truly could have been? And sure, Maybe it's easier to keep scrolling, to click on another video, to promise yourself that tomorrow will be different, to distract yourself again and again. But you're still here, still listening, still watching, because something inside you already knows that the comfort you feel now comes at a huge cost. A cost of living your life only halfway, of feeling empty not because you're broken, but because you know you're capable of so much more. Let's be clear, you're not here by accident. You're watching this because deep down, you've already made a choice. You've already acknowledged, at least in some small way, that you're ready for more, that you're tired of waiting for external validation or approval. You're tired of silently hoping that someone or something else will magically step in and give you permission to live your life authentically. Nobody is coming to give you that permission. Nobody else can hear that quiet whisper within you. It's you. It's always been you. And maybe, just maybe, today, right now, you can finally acknowledge that the only real permission you'll ever need is your own. So, what's it going to take for you to finally start listening? How much longer will you wait before you choose the path that calls quietly, but persistently from within you? The emptiness you're feeling isn't going to disappear by itself. It's asking you, gently but urgently, to finally pay attention, to finally start listening. Because, my friend, it's not emptiness at all. It's potential. It's opportunity. It's possibility, quietly waiting for you to say yes. And maybe that's exactly it, the realization you've quietly been looking for all along. Maybe life isn't about waiting until you feel perfectly ready, or until everything makes perfect sense. Maybe it's about gently leaning into the uncertainty and allowing yourself to explore what's beyond comfort. Because when you finally step into that space of gentle bravery, you're not just filling emptiness, you're expanding into something richer, something deeper, something true. Today, don't just acknowledge this, truly hear it. Feel it. Let this quiet understanding echo within you, nudging you toward the life you've always quietly sensed was possible. And if this resonates deeply, if it speaks to you clearly, then leave me one simple but powerful word in the comments below. Listening. Not because you're told to, but because it feels right, because you're finally hearing your own voice louder than the world's noise. Thanks for spending these quiet moments with me today. Take care, my friend. I'll see you soon.